Bill Anderson, the iconic Grand Opry member and country music legend, is mourning the loss of one of his longest and dearest friends, Jeannie Seely. Her death on August 1st, 2025, at the age of 85, left an unmistakable void in the heart of Nashville and the country music community at large. While the official cause of death was not immediately revealed and funeral arrangements are pending, the outpouring of tributes and grief has already begun to swell across social media and the airwaves. Among those paying tribute, no one's voice resonates quite like Bill Anderson's. Known affectionately as Whisperin Bill, Anderson has long been the voice of reflection and reverence in country music. As a fellow Grand Ole Opry member and collaborator, Bill shared a deep friendship and professional kinship with Jeannie Seely that spanned decades. Their journey together was one of music, history, laughter, and unshakable mutual respect. In a statement released through his publicist, Bill Anderson poured his heart into remembering his late friend. The tribute wasn't just about mourning a colleague, it was about honoring a woman who helped shape the very essence of modern country music. Thoughtful, Jeannie wasn't just a star, he began, she was a beacon, a light that never dimmed, even when the spotlight wasn't directly on her. He went on to recount how their paths first crossed in the mid-1960s, around the time Jeannie exploded onto the scene with her Grammy-winning hit, Don't Touch Me. The song, bold in its vulnerability and groundbreaking in its emotional depth, immediately caught Bill's attention. Reflecting, I remember thinking, he wrote, "Here comes a woman who sings from her soul and isn't afraid to let that soul bleed into every word." The two quickly formed a bond, both as writers and performers. Over the years, they would share countless stages, from small-town venues to the hallowed Grand Ole Opry circle, and even co-wrote songs together. Bill recalled the sense of ease and familiarity Jeannie brought to every collaboration. She could light up a room with her wit, her grit, and her voice. Sentimental, when we sang together it wasn't just harmony, it was history being written in real time. Jeannie Seely was a trailblazer for women in country music. Long before mainstream conversations about gender equality in the industry, Jeannie was carving out a place for herself with authenticity and steely resolve. Bill knew the obstacles she faced and admired how she carried herself with grace, even when she had to fight for what was rightfully hers. Reverent, she never apologized for being strong, Bill said, and she never dimmed her light so others could shine brighter. She knew there was room for all of us, and she made sure the women who followed her knew it, too. Their friendship wasn't just built on music, it was built on real moments behind the scenes, away from cameras and crowds. Bill spoke tenderly of quiet conversations they shared backstage at the Opry, of phone calls just to check in, and of the unwavering support they gave each other during difficult times. When my wife passed, Bill said, his voice heavy with emotion, Jeannie was one of the first to call. She didn't just say she was sorry, she showed up with words, with kindness, with the kind of presence that can't be faked. In later years, as both artists became elder states of the genre, their bond only grew deeper. They would frequently appear together on Opry broadcasts, each bringing decades of history and warmth to the stage. Some of my favorite recent memories, Bill shared, are of just watching her work. Even in her 80s, she had this spark, this twinkle in her eye. She never lost her edge. Her recent health challenges were difficult for those close to her to witness. According to sources close to Seely, she had undergone multiple surgeries earlier in the year, including back procedures and emergency abdominal operations. Yet, true to form, she remained resilient. She continued performing as much as her health would allow and remained dedicated to the Opry and to her fans. She was tough, Bill said, tougher than most people ever realized, but it wasn't just physical toughness, it was emotional strength. She believed in showing up even when it hurt. In his tribute, Bill Anderson emphasized Jeannie's importance not just as a singer but as a writer. She had this gift for capturing everyday heartache in a way that made you feel like she had read your diary. He wrote, "She wrote like she sang, honestly, bravely, and with a woman's touch that was rare in those days." The country music world has lost many greats in recent years, But the loss of Jeannie Seely hits especially hard for those like Bill Anderson, who shared the golden era with her and watched her continue to shine in the modern age. In his tribute, he admitted it felt like losing a part of himself. "We came up together, we grew old together, and now I've got to find a way to sing without her in the wings." Bill ended his public message with a line that seemed to encapsulate not just his grief, but his profound gratitude. "You were one of the real ones, Jeannie. Thank you for the music, the memories, and the friendship. I'll keep singing your songs until we meet again." Behind the scenes, those close to Bill Anderson say he's been deeply affected by Jeannie's passing. Though always measured and composed in public, he's been introspective and emotional in private. A member of his team shared that Bill had spent the night following the news alone in his writing room, reading old letters and listening to their early recordings together. In interviews over the years, Bill had often said that Jeannie Seely was one of the last links to a generation that believed country music should speak directly to the heart. Now, with her gone, he feels a deeper responsibility than ever to carry that torch forward. Plans are reportedly in motion for a musical tribute at the Grand Ole Opry, where Bill is expected to perform one of Jeannie's classics, possibly "Don't Touch Me," in her honor. It's expected to be one of the most emotional performances of his storied career. Other artists have also joined in to praise both Jeannie and Bill for their enduring legacy. Several younger Opry members credited them with paving the way and serving as role models. "Bill and Jeannie were like our musical grandparents." One rising star said, "They never made you feel small, they always made you feel like family." In the coming days, more tributes will surely emerge, but few will match the intimacy and gravity of Bill Anderson's. His relationship with Jeannie Seely wasn't just professional. It was personal, spiritual, and rooted in shared purpose. They believed in the same things, that songs should mean something, that fans should be respected, and that country music should never lose its soul. And while Jeannie Seely's voice may no longer echo through the Opry stage, her influence and her friendship with Bill Anderson will live on in the songs she sang, the lyrics she wrote, and the hearts she touched. Bill's tribute ends not just with grief, but with a sense of continuity. "We don't say goodbye in country music," he once said. "We say, I'll see you on the next song. Rest well, Jeannie Seely." And thank you, Whisperin Bill, for reminding us all how to honor those we love with music, with memory, and with meaning.